Seboom. Seboom. Yo, hey everybody, welcome to the Beatbox Talk interview. This time we have a very, very special guest here in the house. It's the one and only Ball-Zee is here. Bro, thank you so much for joining in. How are you, man?
Yeah, I'm very, very good. Thank you, bro. It's good to see you. It's been a
Yeah.
while.
Man, it's been a while, man. It's crazy, man. Like it's been so many years ago when we first hang out, and it's crazy, man. What everything you
Yeah.
won, where you everywhere have been, and I'm so excited for the interview because I've been following all your Instagram stories and Facebook as well, and I'm very curious because you are a very busy man. You're so creative, man. I'm a big fan of the stuff you're doing,
Thank you,
and
bro.
also everybody here in the live chat, welcome as well. Shout out to everybody joining in. You guys know what's up. Today you have the chance to ask Ball-Zee all questions about the topics of beatboxing. If the question is a good one, I will read the question out and ask Ball-Zee directly. And also after that, we will watch two beatbox videos Rihanna did hook us up with. I'm very, very excited for those. You guys will find out soon who are in the videos. So everybody, please throw out your questions. Today you have the chance to ask. But the first two questions I reserved for myself. You know what's up. So, bro, please tell me, when did you start to beatbox, and what was the impulse for you to get started?
Um, Man, it feels like such a long time ago now when I started. It's crazy. So I started around 17 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time when I was beatboxing, for the first 6 months of me beatboxing, I
Yeah.
didn't know about beatboxing. So the only thing close to beatboxing that I'd heard was Michael Winslow,
Oh
aka
yeah.
Motormouth Jones from Police Academy, the
Mm-hmm.
legend. But
Mm-hmm.
even him, there was a couple of scenes where he'd do cool beats and stuff,
Yeah.
but he didn't. He was more the sound effects guy.
Yeah.
So there wasn't. I didn't know about Razel back then. I didn't know about Kenny Mohammed, Killer Keller,
Sick.
any of those guys
Mm-hmm.
that were around. So it was just kind of like exactly the perfect word you said, like an impulse thing. I was one of
Mm-hmm.
those annoying kids that would always make crazy noises and some not so good. I always remember trying to replicate like
Mm-hmm.
crazy noises that I heard everywhere from, being a toddler kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then I got into beatboxing, but just yeah, I didn't know that it was this art form that we have
Mm-hmm.
now, beatbox. And I was just doing the wackiest beats, to be honest. I remember my snare at the time was, and I'm not joking, that was my snare for everything.
That's sick,
And
man.
I didn't take it so seriously.
Yeah.
And then it was after about 6 months. I didn't take it seriously, but I knew that there was something there, and I really enjoyed doing it. But
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think, I still wanted to be like a professional footballer or like a chef or
Yeah.
one of the many things that I enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was this thing that I could, take so
Yeah.
far. But then after around 5 or 6 months of doing that, my brother, I've got an older brother who's 5 years older than me, and he's an amazing rapper, an amazing spoken word artist, and an
Cool.
amazing musician in general. And he's always
Okay.
been a massive influence to me and everything that I listen to,
Yeah.
especially when we were growing up. I would always steal his hip hop tapes and listen to his, his Tupac albums and his like Snoop Dogg vinyls.
Sick. Sick.
And he'd heard me doing these really whack beats around the house,
Yeah.
and this is the time of LimeWire. Do you remember
Oh
LimeWire?
yeah, 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 sure.
So his friend downloaded all this beatboxing off LimeWire. I say all this beatboxing, it was like two freestyles. And one of them was a Killer Keller freestyle where I don't know if the guys I hope yeah, we if you guys in the chat have never heard this one,
Mm.
we'll try and download it, and yeah, I'll get Ivory to play it next time or something. He does you
Yeah.
remember I spit mucus at the useless. I spit mucus at the useless. Like he
Yeah,
did
yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
So my brother heard that and he was like, my brother needs to listen to this. Like, this is crazy. And he brought the CD home, and yeah, I heard that freestyle from Killer Keller. That was the first real beatbox that I'd heard. And
Mm-hmm.
it just I was like, what? Blew my mind. And that was the point where I was like, okay, this is somebody else is doing this to a massively high level, and they're having massive success with it. Even just the fact that you can download it off LimeWire, I was like, what? This is like, he's famous. He's on LimeWire, you know?
Yeah.
So that kind of that fueled the fire in me for sure. But even still, then I have to say, I was just wrapped up in it, and I didn't know that there was the world champs. I didn't know that there was all this going on at the time. So even when there was the 2009 World Championships, I'd been beatboxing for quite a few years, but I didn't know about them. It was like on YouTube in like 2010. I was like, oh my God, what's that?
What?
World Beatbox Champs 2009? What the hell? There's a World Championships for beatboxing? I need to get there. So it was that. The first moment was when my brother gave me the Killer Keller CD. And the second moment was when I found out like there's a worldwide community and international competitions, national battles. So those were the two moments where I was like, okay, it's time to level up. And then I was just addicted. I was just absolutely addicted, and still am 17 years later.
Man, and what was the first beatbox event you went to attend to?
Technically, the first one was this thing that, man, I wish it was still going today because it would be so sick. It was called King of the Jam.
Okay.
And it was literally, like now if you have an event, King of the Jam beatbox event, it's going to be like a venue, a sound system, a big stage, like tickets. This was back in like, I don't know what we're talking now. It's like 16 years ago. It was in a park. And it was just dudes and girls, whoever, just literally people meeting up in a park. No, no amps, not even like a busking amp, no microphones. And it was called King of the Jam, and it was organized by a guy called Mark Splinter, who used to film all Killer Keller's videos back in the day. I don't know if you've heard of that guy. He's an avid beatboxer. I think he did a few other things, like he helped out with a lot of the online forums back then. Sick. And he was a bit of like a legend in the scene on that kind of side. And he organized this thing called King of the Jam, and I rocked up with loads of my other beatbox friends from Huddersfield. Shout out to Urban Elements. That was the first beatbox crew that I was a part of. And apart from those guys, I'd never beatboxed with anybody before. This was like 4 other dudes from Huddersfield, from my hometown. And then they told me, oh, there's this jam in Leeds, which was like 30 minutes on the train, called King of the Jam. It's in a park. Everybody turns up. That we have a jam. Everybody does like a little solo. And then we go home. That's kind of it. So I did my solo. And I didn't realize that it was like a competition, so to speak. But obviously, like I say, as you can imagine, in a park, chilling, it wasn't like hardcore competition. So I just did a freestyle. And then the people who were running it at the end, they were like, oh, and the winner of the solo jam is this guy. What's your name? And I didn't even have a name back then. I wasn't Ball-Zee, I was just Patrick. So the guy was like, yo, what's your name? I was like, Patrick? He was like, really? That's your name? Your beatbox artist name is going to be Patrick? So then it was like all my friends like huddled round and were like, yo, you need a name quick. And then it came Ball-Zee from Dragon Ball Z. And then I won a pot of jam, like literally Victoria Plum jam. King of the Jam. And I remember going home to my mum and just being like, I won a beatbox competition. I won. And that was jam. Like, with literally the jam. That was the first one. And then the next like one with an actual sound system and things like that was probably the UK champs, the Northern Heats. So back then, instead of like having to do wild cards online and things like that, there was literally heats, which I still think is a dope format. So the north of England had a battle, south of England had a battle, Scotland had a battle, Ireland, Wales had a battle, northeast. Basically, there was like 6 or 7 heats all around the UK. Sick. All battles from local beatboxers, and whoever won automatically got a place in the finals that was later that year in London. And if you came second, I think you also won a place.
That's sick.
So my first actual title of a beatboxer was not the UK champs, it was the Northern UK champ. Okay. I'm technically the 3-time Northern beatbox champ as well, which is funny because you had to do the heats,
The North remembers.
So, that was Huh?
The North remembers. That's
The
like
North
again.
remembers me. Was that your northern accent there, bro? That was sick. Yeah, so that was it. And then the next one, bro, was
Yeah.
probably, I think my first international battle was Emperor of the Mic, I think.
Oh, you went all the way directly to
Oh no.
craziness.
No,
No,
no, I
no.
went to one in Maurepas actually, I remember. Is that how you
Uh-huh.
pronounce it? There was a battle in France that I got invited to by Kim back in the
Sick.
day, and it
Yeah.
was me, Griff and Laith. Do you
Yeah.
remember Laith, UK beatboxer? He was sick. So us three went out to battle in Maurepas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was a cool one. And then the next battle was Emperor of the Mic.
Whoa, yeah, yeah, man. You went like directly, man. You hit the competition really hard from the get go, and then you
Yeah,
keep
well, like I say,
winning
I
and
didn't know
winning.
about it. I didn't know. Yeah, no, I didn't know about any battles. So when
Yeah.
it came out, like, oh my God, there's a world champs. Oh my God, Emperor of the Mic. Oh my God, UK champs. I was like, I am ready. I've been beatboxing for 5 years already, you know? Like,
Man,
it's cool.
I saw and heard you rocking the inward lip bass like at the first Emperor of Mike, and it
Hmm.
was like so crazy. It was like, how the fuck, like how is he doing that? And how did you come up with that? Is it what is just a random thing happening to, doing the inward bass lip roll stuff like that and just trying out? Or how did you come up with that?
I remember. So there's a few different variations of it, but the one you're talking about, I guess, is the sub one, the kind of
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
guy, or the
Yeah.
lighter one. So at that battle that I just mentioned, my first international outing, which was in France in a place called Maurepas, or I don't think I'm pronouncing
Ah,
that right, but yeah,
Mauerpass.
something like that.
Yes, now remember.
Maurepas, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, true.
So I was there and I was chilling with BMG and Alem
Mm-hmm.
and a few of the other guys, and those guys were doing, you know that sound, the
Yeah.
kind of lip roll that Napalm's
Dume.
now kind of owned and stuff. Yeah, that's where it was from. So they were talking
Dume.
about Dume and
Yeah.
saying he has this crazy lip roll, like.
Mm-hmm.
So then I wanted to learn that sound so bad. So when I got home, I learned it just for fun because
Yeah.
I was like, that's a dope sound. So yeah, it came from that. So I learned that sound first, and then I was just playing around as we do as beatboxers, making ridiculously stupid noises, trying to find a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was just playing with the shape of the mouth, and then I learned how to do the inwards kick, which was way more powerful than the outwards one, like especially on a mic if you do that compared to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then yeah, just playing around and feeling like, oh, there's definitely something there. There's actually like there's something really cool there, and I could already do this kind of thing, but that wasn't where I was like, this is a groundbreaking sound. It was when, and I remember like you will laugh,
Yeah.
I was on the toilet. Just
Yeah.
sat on the toilet, and the place that I was living at the time with my friend had really dope acoustics in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So when I go to the toilet, I'd end up just sitting on the toilet being like, and yeah, I was doing and then I learned literally in that moment that if I do this with my tongue,
Yeah.
like flap it down, I get the kind of, and that's when I was like, what the fuck? And then that's kind of where Take You Higher came from. Like not long after that, because I learned I could do the and this kind of stuff, you know. So that's where that
sick.
one came from.
That's so
And
sick. How long is that ago?
and
How long is that ago?
oh, this was
10 years? 12
wow,
years?
I don't even know, because when would it be? It would have been, yeah, 11 years, because I think the first time I used that sound was at La Cup with with Team UK, with that drum and bass routine. That one we did,
Yeah.
and that was 2010,
Yeah.
I think, or maybe 2009. Yeah, but then there's other variations of it, which, so it's funny because the first time we met, I think we actually first met at the World Champs, maybe. But
Yeah.
we had when we did Emperor of the Mic.
Yeah.
I was working on the that variation, you know.
Yeah.
but I didn't have it, but I remember trying to do it in the battle against Babbly or Slizzer. I can't remember who it was against.
Yeah.
And I just didn't have it enough. It was like, and it just shows like you can learn a sound. I was trying that for years. It took a long time to get that vocalized one down because you have to do the vocal inwards and the lip roll at the exact same pitch, like yeah, it's a tough one.
And it has to be really clean. I know exactly what, because doing the inward sound and the lip roll or the lip bass at the same time, it's tricky because when the that's tricky to have a clean vocal sound.
Yeah, that's one thing that I teach a lot in workshops is you will get so much benefit if you literally learn to speak inwards and do it quite clean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like learn to do it inwards, you know, like outwards and in. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. Like when you can do this, you can do so much. That's where all the all that comes from. This kind of breathe, doing a note inwards, but making it clean. Because a lot of people, when they try that, it's just a bit, you know, it's not as clean.
Yes.
Because that came from, like I said in the beginning of the interview, just being like a little kid and making random noises. That's one thing that I always do. I used to just try and speak inwards just for fun. Yo guys, what's good? Yes, yo.
Man, that sounds sick, bro. That sounds super. And that, man, I have to work on that. Like, you already gave me some input. Like, oh shit, man, I have to figure that out. Like, that's super dope. I really love it. Also, I have to say, the guys and girls in the chats, thank you all so much. They're already sending great questions. And as you guys know, I will try to cover as many questions as possible. But yeah, we just try to dig into them. So DJ Executioner is asking, if you were to battle a new school beatboxer, who would that be?
Ooh, if I could choose who to battle.
Yeah, a new school beatboxer.
Ooh.
That's a tough one. There's so many.
That is a really tough one. There's so many, especially now. There's so many. I don't know. It's a great question. And also, what is defined as new school? I'm still always like, what is that? Is Alum new school, or is now Alum old school? You know, although he does level up a lot, and he's always doing new stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I always wanted to. I guess we did battle at the Beatbox camp, but me and Napalm in the World Champs, I always wanted to happen because we were both doing the lip roll at the same time, and like when me and Alum faced in 2015 in the semi-finals. If I would have got through that battle, I had some really dope stuff prepared for Napalm just by chance. Like certain beats that I hadn't used, they were like very lip roll heavy. And yeah, I think it would have been a great battle because his lip rolls are like super hard and heavy, and I can do those ones, but also I do like the more subtle ones. So it would have been like a heavy hard lip roll style versus like a super soft and clean lip roll style. So that would have been a dope battle. And there's many guys, you know, there's lots of even just watching. I was judging the GBB wildcards. All those guys in the top 7. It would be great.
Respect, bro. You guys.
Thank you, bro. Jeez.
You guys were really working your ass off. Like, damn. Like, really, really much respect for doing this. I know how tough that is. People should realize how tough that is. But because there's tough. So many questions coming. It was great. Look at the lineup, man. GBB is so insane. Fuck. Oh my god. I had Tuesday we had a chat with Seka, and I did ask Seka after, like, bro, who are the 3 most difficult beatboxers to battle for GBB, and then how saying and asking him that was realized, like, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Like,
it doesn't. When GBB, the level is so high. The thing is as well, like, even if Like the thing with GBB, I think what's gonna make the winner come out this year, as
Yeah.
with a lot of years, is not who has the best routine, it's who can consistently deliver the best routines throughout the whole battles.
Yeah.
But having said that, there's, as we all know, like everybody has those like one or two or three routines that it doesn't matter who you're against. If you do it in the right way, then you probably will win the battle. So it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Like that's one thing that's so crazy about GBB and these world level battles is who battles who at certain times. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, if they met in the semi-final and he didn't have that beat, then maybe he would have won, but he battled this guy in the semis, so then he got into the final and he could save that beat because it didn't work against
Yeah.
the previous guy, but it works against this guy. Like, it's crazy how it all levels out throughout the competition. It's like, what if, but at the same time, yeah,
It's
like
crazy.
it's going to be a hard battle no matter what.
Absolutely. I will go on with the questions because there's so many. Like, guys, thank you all so much. I tried to. One more question from DJ Executioner. How did you feel winning the GBB?
How did I feel winning the GBB?
Yeah.
Pretty crazy, man. I think you can see on the video when they announce it with me, I'm just and everybody runs like in typical Beatbox family fashion.
Yeah.
You know, people from you'd think it would just be the UK guys being like, "Oh yes, bro, you won,"
Yeah.
but literally there was Big Ben, Kim, like just everyone there. You know, all the beatboxers from all around. Everybody was so happy for me, and that made it even more special. You know, it was like, yeah, I just felt so ecstatic and so happy, and it's like it's not even to say like, oh, I'm GBB champ, like that's why I'm happy. It was just almost like it reminded me that what I was doing was the right thing, kind of thing. I was like, yes, okay, like anyone that had ever doubted me from my hometown and this kind of stuff, that's why it felt so good. I was just like, yes, this is the right thing for me, like dope. And then when all the other beatboxers came and rushed the stage and was like, Ball-Zee, Ball-Zee, I was just like, yeah, it's one of those moments that you can't recreate, you know? That's like forever in my head. Like such a dope moment.
Sick.
But yeah, thank you, DJ Executioner. Hope you're well, bro.
Another question comes from Remix. Shout out to Remix, bro. Thank you for being here. Super, super dope beatboxer. He's asking
how... sick wild card as well.
He's asking, how does Ball-Zee have such nice facial hair? Okay, yeah, that's... Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Rilana did ask, hey love, I hope to see you soon again. So remember you teaching at camp and talking about your case snares. Do you develop your own kind of case snares, etc.? Where do you get the inspiration from to come up with those new variations?
It's a really good question. So I've been doing case snares kind of my whole beatbox career, and even still now I find new variations, new techniques. The inspiration, I think it's two things. It's the standard inspiration that we all get as beatboxers to just come up with crazy new sounds or new variations of sounds that we already have. So that's a big one. Literally just playing around with the shape, playing around with the airflow, playing around with the pressure and the dynamics and literally where it places. A lot of people just kind of place it in the exact same place every time, but you can, you know, you can feel where you're going to put it through. And the second one is drummers. I love the sound of a rim shot. It's my favorite sounding drum. Like when you get like, so a great example, Anderson .Paak in the Tiny Desk sessions.
Great.
The, you know, the beat, the the drummer on that, the drums are just so smooth, so sweet, and the rim shot, it's just, it's just got the nicest. Like it just does this such, it's just got that nice sound. So yeah, I hear those and then I try to replicate them basically. And you know, you can have a real open, hard case snare, like which I use for drum and bass a lot. But you can also just like make everything super tight, because that one's open, you know, a lot of that. But if you make it super tight and you try and do it a bit higher up in the mouth, you get more of a. And then you can just do things like, instead of keeping your mouth as it is like this, at the very halfway through the sound, you literally go like that, you know, open your mouth. And it adds more dynamic to the sound, because it starts super close and tight, and then it opens up as if there's almost a bit of reverb on it. And yeah, that's kind of where I get my inspiration from. And I love doing the variations, you know. So in one pack, there may be like 6 different case snares, which are all a case snare, but it may be.
Sick.
And I do like the one from both sides and the right side as well. So then you get like different dynamics. That's where all that technique that I made up many years ago, that's where that came from there. So the way that I get the dynamics is a lot of all the case snares that are fillers are both sides, and the main one is one side, which is where you get that cool dynamic, like. Yeah.
Sick.
Playing
Super
around.
sick. Bro, I love your answers. Like, you give real detail insight. That's so cool. To everybody here in the live chat, we only have time for one more question. But after that, we will watch 2 beatbox videos, and Ball-Zee is so kind. We will watch the videos, and then we will analyze the videos and give some feedback to the videos. And after that, I will try to cover another few of the questions. So don't worry, we will, you know, stay at it. So the next question, shout out to India, to Marvel Beatbox. Marvel Beatbox is asking, what were your highlights in your Indian journey? By the way, it was an honor to me to meet you.
Yes, Baya. How's it going, bro? I mean, I've been to India like many times now. India is almost like a second home to me. I have some really good friends there. And yeah, I've spent a lot of time there. So I don't know exactly which trip you're talking about, because I've been many times. I was even stuck there. Yeah, I was stuck there. I say stuck there, it's why I kind of stayed there. I went to do a little tour at the start of 2020. Some shows in Mumbai and Pune and a few other places. And then coronavirus happened and there was the pandemic. So it was like all the international flights got closed, and it's like, okay, I can pay, you know, a heap load of money for a flight home to a lockdown London, or I can stay here in India and, you know, chill and
enjoy
beatbox here. So yeah, and enjoy. So I didn't think it would be as long as it was, but I went for 3 weeks and I was there for about 8 months. But it was dope.
Sick.
In terms of beatboxing, man, the India beatbox scene is one of my favorite in the world. They're just so humble, so inspirational, such a cool family vibe. Everybody's so respectful as well. And yeah, I just love the diversity. There's so many different styles in India. Yeah, highlight of the trip. India is one big highlight, to be honest. Every day is absolutely dope. I loved meeting. I did a workshop at the British Council in Delhi, and that was amazing to meet all the Delhi scene. I met the Mumbai scene, you know, Pune, Kolkata, Bangalore. These guys, it's amazing. One highlight. Okay, the first time I went, I put on my Facebook, yo, I'm going to India, blah, blah, blah. I had lots of people from India reply saying, we'd love to meet you. So I was like, yeah, cool. I say lots, you know, there was like a handful of messages in my inbox. So I replied to the guy being like, yeah, okay, I'm going to be at this hotel at this time. Just come by to the hotel. We'll have a little jam. So I'm speaking to this one guy, you know, online. And I'm like, I said, obviously it's cool, you know, tell the other guys if you want to, you know, if any of the beatboxers want to come for the jam. So I'm in my hotel room and I get a call to my phone in the hotel room, like the you know, the hotel phone. I'm like, oh, okay, answer it. And the receptionist there, she goes, hi, Mr. Hurst. Yes, there's people here to see you. And I was like, people? She said that a bit strange. So I'm coming down to the lobby expecting, 5 or 6 beatboxers from Mumbai.
Yeah.
And I get to the lobby and I was like, there's no one here. So I went to the receptionist. I was like, "Did you call me and you said there's someone here?" And she said, "Yeah, there's too many to let into the hotel. You have to go outside." I went outside, bro. There was about 60 beatboxers all just like, Ball-Zee! It's like, what the fuck? This is crazy. And we just, all the security, it was like a nice hotel because we were doing this tour with these people that looked after us really well.
Yeah.
So the hotel was like high security, like, loads of security guards, all this fancy stuff. And then all these beatboxers rocked up and everyone was just like, what is going on? It was such a dope experience. Shout out to the Mumbai scene.
That's so cool, man. I love this, man. That's great. That's great. Okay, so now, let's take this energy and check out 2 videos. Rilana did hook us up with. So we will start. We got 1 video from Marvel Beatbox and 1 video from Remix. Rilana, thank you very much for organizing the videos. So we will start with Marvel. So you can see my browser, bro. Can you?
Yeah, man.
Perfect. So I will switch for the live stream as well. Then let's dive into it. Marvel is so good, so I'm very excited for this video.
Yo, this is Marvel Beatbox from India, and this is my wild card for the Beatbox International Throwdown 2021. Let's go. Wonderful sounds you shall move, you stick to the bone, got a bone to move. Wonderful sounds you shall move, you stick to the bone, got a bone to move. It's a Marvel with the so nice. It's a Marvel with you shall move, you stick it to the bones, got a bone to move. Wonderful times, you shall move, you stick it to the bone, got a bone to move. Got a bone to move like a wonderful sounds you shine. Got a bone to yeah.
Oh, that was sick.
Jesus.
Damn.
So good. Yes, Marvel.
Holy crap. Like,
Hey,
man. So much energy. Yeah. As usual,
Dope.
Marvel is throwing some insane beatbox at us. So yeah.
He is a Marvel.
Jeez. Yeah, please, bro. Please tell me, how do you feel about this wild card, and do you have some tips and tricks or some advice to to improve on?
Bro, I think Marvel, you need to give me some tips and tricks and advice, bro. That was dope. That was super dope. Yeah, no, amazing. Super, super, super dope. I love the structure. I love that, again, like almost like a full song,
Yeah.
It's hard to say. Like, for me, he smashed it on almost every level. If I'm being picky and trying to give creative, constructive feedback, he could work on getting like the snares a bit sharper so that the snares pop out in the mix
Yeah.
a bit more. Also, like he had so many special sounds, which
Yeah.
I thought was absolutely dope, that sometimes he'd throw them all in one drop, you know, like
Yeah.
which is fine to do. But okay, so for instance, the sonar sound, that is
Yeah.
so dope. When he does the sonar sound, for me, it would be better if instead of going da 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 with the sonar sound, like do the sonar sound completely on its own in the same rhythm
Yeah.
for like 2 bars. You
Yeah.
know, and then it'll stand
Oh.
out more, you know, like it'll make you go like, oh shit, like that's the special sound. You hear it on its own, and
Yeah.
then he does the exact same special sound in the same rhythm with loads of other crazy stuff surrounding it. When it makes that dope sound stand out
Yeah.
even more, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of it. Also, maybe pronouncing the words a little bit more, but like that's I'm being very picky there. Like when you're saying point to prove, like, you know, say it with your chest, like you got a point to prove. But also, I understand that this is the tricky thing we have with beatboxers. Like, you don't want to be shouting into the microphone full vocal unless you can, you know. I kind of have that problem sometimes. Like, yeah, it's all about kind of distancing, but maybe pronounce the words a little bit more.
Yeah.
Isolate your special sounds for like 1 or 2 bars before you actually drop them.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro, that was so dope though. So good representing Vaya.
Wow, so great, so great. So we will dive now into the next video, and I know already this will be super sick as well because it's remix, and goddamn remix is insane. So yeah, let's dive into that one. I'm excited.
International Throwdown 2021. Let's go. Let's fill in. This type of man gonna make you move. Pop your head like you're feeling the groove. Flowing, I was all I got. Cause my beats are smooth and extra hot. Grab your pants if you're feeling up, flump. Get down, get down, get down, flump. Extra hot. This type of clip gonna break you, can move. Pop your head like you're feeling up, group. Power and power is all I got. Cause my beats are smooth and extra hot. Cheers!
Yo, they're very smooth and hard.
Goddamn.
Fuck, that was
So dope.
holy crap. That was
Absolutely dope.
wow. Remix.
Mad thing.
Whew.
Remix, bro. Killing it.
Oh man, I really enjoyed that one. Yeah. So, bro, please tell me
That was super dope.
how do you feel about
mean,
that
again,
one?
Remix, absolute fucking gangster, man. That was so good. Excuse my
Whoa.
language, man. So good. I don't even know what to say. Like, how can I give feedback to that? Again, I have to be like super picky.
Yeah.
Just to even give some constructive feedback. Yeah. More honestly, one of the only things that stood out that was missing for me was more like high end stuff. More like I didn't hear many hi hats and this kind of stuff for the but maybe it was just so intense that I missed them because there was so much to listen to, so much to nod my head to. That was so dope. It's one thing that I appreciate a lot in a style, which you can kind of see with my GBB guys, how I ordered it, is I say this a lot, like if you were to put so here's a good example, Pash. Some of the other judges didn't score Pash so high. I scored Pash quite high in the GBB, because when you look at his if you were to put his wild card into Ableton and then put like an 8-band EQ on it, but not tweak anything, just look at where it's sitting, his stuff would sit where it's supposed to, just like an actual track would. His kick drums and his bass would be firing at the bottom end where all that stuff is supposed to. His snares would be quite MIDI or a little toppy, that kind of where it's supposed to, and all his hi-hats and his high sounds would be firing the high end. So the EQ would be doing this, you know, exactly what it's supposed to be doing, firing in all places. I'd scored a few people down because the sound was too like middle. They're doing all the sounds, kick drums, hi-hats, basses, high-end free synth sounds and stuff, but they all kind of sit in a similar range. Whereas I think it just comes with experience as well. Like there's no doubt, like Remix are absolutely sick, and like just be working on more of the high-end stuff, and like it helps. I do it sometimes with my freestyles. I'll put it through an EQ but leave it completely flat, nice and fat, leave it completely flat, and then just see where it's firing, you know. And if my hi-hats are a bit too in the mid, I'll go, okay, I need to make my hi-hats a bit sharper and more, you know. So that really helps. But absolutely dope, bro. Like how can I even critique that? That's such a dope wild card.
That was crazy, bro. That was crazy. So one more time, big shout out to Remix, big shout out to Marvel, and shout out to Rilana. Thank you very, very much for sending those videos. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. So bro, we have 2 more very intense questions for you, and then we will come to my most favorite part of the interview, the Beatbox showcase. But before we go to that, so we have one question. One of our friends here in the live chat, Sonic Acid, he wrote this question. It was so good, I thought it's part of the interview now. So the Sonic Acid question is, imagine having a stage where everybody in the world is listening and watching everybody at the same time. You have the attention of the whole world. And now you can choose 3 beatboxers to individually represent what beatboxing is to the world. Who would those 3 beatboxers be and why?
Man, what a question. That is a very intense question to deliver an answer straight away. That's something that if that was the case, I would want someone to tell me a month before, and then I'll figure it out, you know. But for the sake of the interview, you know what? I'd have to pick someone like Gene or River, especially River's GBB wildcard, just purely for the musicality, just to show the musicality side. So I don't know which one out of those 2, but Gene or River would take one spot. And then such a tough question. I think maybe an Alexinho. Just because how clean and crisp his style is. He has a lot of techniques, a lot of fast technicality stuff, which I think people don't realize that people can do with the mouth. Similar to Alem, you know, like the only reason I would pick Alexinho over Alem is just because he has a few extra special sounds. And his swag is just amazing, and his flow is incredible.
Very playful.
And then, oh man. Who would be the last one? You know what? I'd probably choose like a legend, like even a Razel or a Killer Keller, just to show like where it came from and how far it's progressed, and also the stuff that those guys do it's still really, really hard to do what
Yeah.
they do as good as they do.
Yeah.
So that's a big point to make. It doesn't matter how many crazy sounds you can do. It doesn't matter how deep your bass is or how fast your
Yeah.
drum and bass is. You're never ever going to be able to do If Your Mother Only Knew as good as Razel, and that's
Yeah.
just how it is.
Yeah.
So I'd probably put something like that in there,
Yeah.
as cheesy as it sounds, something
Yeah.
like If Your Mother Only Knew, or Kenny Mohammed with the orchestra, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I'd
Russell
show the
snare.
musicality. I'd show the tech. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a sick question though. It's a tough one, but yeah.
So we
Good
have
question.
Gene or River, then we have Alexinho or Alem, or Russell, Killer Keller, or Kenny. That's very good.
Basically, yeah.
That's very good.
Not exactly a defined answers. But
Yeah. The
yeah.
next one will be more difficult. So the next question is tricky as
even
well.
more difficult.
Yes,
Wow.
because now you really have to define the beatboxers. And it's important
Okay.
not to pick an already existing one. Yeah, it has to be a brand new one. So please tell me your dream beatbox team of 4 beatboxers.
Oh wow. Okay, so I would pick. It depends. So we're talking about a team here, like an
Yeah.
actual team who
They will
can
perform
deliver like
then.
a full performance.
Yes.
So individual ability is
Yes.
kind of irrelevant, so to speak.
Yes.
I would probably choose maybe Napalm
Mhm.
to hold down the bass end.
Yeah.
So, because like I say, if you've got a super group and you're doing actual pieces of music, you want someone with a dope sub
Yeah.
bass who can pitch it really well
Yeah.
and also knows music really well. So maybe Napalm to hold down the bass end.
Yeah.
How many do I get? 4.
4.
Do I get 4 beatboxers, you said? So Napalm on the bass. Maybe Alexinho again, just because he can do a lot of stuff. Like he
Yeah.
can cover the beats really
Very
powerful.
good. Very
He
good.
can cover this kind of stuff. So Napalm, Alexinho. I'd have to put Tom Thumb in there for sure for the instruments.
That's
So you-
cool.
So
That's
you got
cool.
Napalm for the bass, Alexinho kind of as a free roll,
Yeah.
Tom Thumb on all
Yeah.
the instruments and just general swagger and vocal scratch
Yes.
and singing. Is an amazing singer as well.
Yeah.
And the final spot, would be. Oh, it's too hard. I know we don't have a lot of time, so I'm pressed for an answer. But final spot would be. It's so tough. I don't really know. We've got Alexinho, Napalm, Tom Thumb, and I don't know, bro. Maybe someone like Footbox G, just just throw him in there for his crazy techniques, like his crazy cool stuff, and he's very musical and in time as well.
That's a good team.
Yeah, maybe that last spot. I'm not sure. That's a very, very, very tough one. And again, if you gave me if you gave me 24 hours, I'd come back with okay, this is my answer.
Kickback style.
But in like 24 seconds, it's like, yeah, literally.
But I like the team.
Yeah,
I think it's a good
Footbox
choice.
G is amazing though.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
you, bro.
Great
Thank you.
dream team. So now everybody's already waiting for that. So bro, can I please ask you for some beatboxing? That would be so great.
Of course, bro. I would love to.
Yes.
I'll just give you guys a freestyle of some sort.
Awesome.
You know what? Let's start with the classic just for fun. We take you higher. take you higher. We take you higher. Take you higher. And then we go low. Chase.
Yo,
Thank
yo,
you, bro.
yo, bro. Damn, that was a great freestyle. Sick, man. So cool, man.
Thank you, bro.
Man, you're so clean.
Absolute pleasure.
I have to agree. I saw somebody writing like, dude, we need Ball-Zee and Footbox G battling. Cleanest battle ever. Damn.
That would be dope. That would be cool.
Damn, bro. Thank you so much. Oh, man.
It's
that
been a
was
pleasure,
sick.
bro. Thank you for having me.
Man. Hey, man, every time. And hopefully we manage to hang out soon again. So
Definitely, man. I really hope so.
man. So for everybody else here in the live chat, also thank you so much for the great questions. Yeah, if you want to stay up to date for future Beatbox Talk interviews and about the Beatbox Summer Jam, hit that subscribe button. And most importantly, yeah, thank you all so much. Thank you, Danger, Rilana, Oliver, for helping with moderating. And most importantly, bro, Ball-Zee, thank you so much for joining in. I hope you had a good time.
I was so good, bro. Thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Hey, bro.
That was the first beatbox of the day too.
Oh,
Need to do some more freestyles now.
See, bro, you did awesome, man. Like, I couldn't wish for more. Hey, bro, thank you so much, and everybody else in the chat, stay safe and see you soon.
Big up, guys. One love.
Seboom.